There are these mathematicians that have proven scientifically that extinction is an impossibility. There's a Netflix documentary that people could look into. It's called A Trip to Infinity, in which the mathematician that's speaking is proposing this idea. He says that if you take an apple and you place it into this perfect square box, right? And you left the apple in there for an infinite amount of time, what would take place? It would begin to rot, and it would begin to break down and dissolve, and it would begin to change form. And then over a particular time period, that dust would begin to turn into a gas, right? And then there would start to form these types of chemical, physical reactions would take place until a new form would be born. Then he said that basically all the different possible forms that an apple could take would take place in that box. So the apple would transform at one point into a car, it would transform into a banana, it would transform into a human, it would transform into a rabbit, it would transform into every single thing that it could possibly transform into. It would transform into that. What would happen after that? Because the shapes and forms, they're limited, they're finite, right? There has to be an end to the amount, even though it's a very extremely large amount, but infinite, it exceeds even that, right? Like God would survive his creation. God's lifespan is infinite, and so infinity is longer than even the almost infinite amounts of creation that could come into existence. And so after exhausting all the different possibilities, the mathematician says that it would end up returning back to the form of an apple once again, thus proving that extinction is never possible.